Yeah. So coming to the extensions, like overall there are four kinds of extension which you come across. CO extension, VO extension, as well as the other extensions like AM extension as well as EO extension. And each particular extension will have its own purpose. And based on the requirement, we have to choose an appropriate extension because there is no direct definition saying that we have to use only this one. It depends upon the requirement, and there are chances. Sometimes within the CO itself, you can achieve the VO extension also. So you will have those kind of scenarios also. So coming to the CO extension, what is CO extension and which levels we do it, and what is the purpose of it, and what tables it will affect when you do it. So it can be done at various levels. Okay, and what we do generally the CO extension, it will be replaced by the our custom CO. Okay, and this is our custom CO will be called, then our table CO will be called. And of course, we know that all the information about the extension also will be stored in the JDR table. I mean to say, it will not store it will not the CO file or something like that, but only the information, the personalized information which we mentioned the page level, that information is again stored in the JDR table. Okay. And let's start with some sample CO extension, and let us see what is the process involved in performing the CO extension. Okay, so let's choose any page, any standard page, and let's try to perform the CO extension in standard page now. I'm just logging it in now. Okay, tables. I'm just taking this tables. Let me take one OAF. Okay, so tables just have something called entry, right? Table supplier entry. Table supplier entry page. Okay. Now let us say this is our page. Let us say this is our page. Now what I want to do is, like, let us say I just want to extend the control of it. I don't want to write any business logic behind it. The first basic thing what I want to do is I just want to write a control extension for this particular page. So let us see what the steps involved first of all. Now the basic step is like find out the page name and find out the base controller name. Okay. And let us click on about this page. This will show the page name. This is a page name now, right? And what is the control name? The control name will also be shown here descriptive here, supplier summary zero. And you can assume that the part of the controller also will be part of this WI, right? Oracle Apps POI supplier WI and then supplier summary zero. Because Oracle follows the same path like which we have been following. I mean that is the standard percentage. Okay, so now we just know what is the part of CO also, and what is the next step involved now is so we have to get we have to get the CO file into my classes folder. Now one thing we have to understand is like when you're trying to get the CO file or the standard CO file from the J, from the Java top to my classes folder, one thing you have to understand is that particular CO file can be depending upon number of files. So that we are not sure. What you can do is either you can decode it, or one of the safest thing what you can do is now this particular CO belongs to POS, right? POS. So you just totally move the POS folder from your Java top to the my classes folder. First of all, go to Java top now in using university. Let's go to Java top. Okay. This is my Java top, right? And the left side we have to go to our Java JDeveloper my classes. Right? JDeveloper my classes. So this is my classes folder. And after that, what is the thing I'm expecting is like we have to move our total POS folder. Now it is Oracle. Let's go to Oracle, Apps, and POS. And if you want to see the total file, just go to TOS, supplier and withdrawer. TOS, supplier and withdrawer. So maybe this is the place where our supplier summary will be there. This is the place where our supplier summary will be there. This is the file. Now either we can move only this particular file or maybe we can move the total folder. So let us try both ways. First of all, I'll just move only this particular folder. So what is the navigation? It should be now this particular supplier summary CO. The supplier summary CO is available in this particular path. Oracle Apps TOS supplier review. So same thing has to be done here. First is Oracle Apps. Now this is directly here. TOS supplier and review. That's it. Now let's move this file. Okay. So till this part is over. Now the next thing is open the developer, and like you can just create a workspace and you can create a project. Okay. You can create workspace, create a project, and then you have to create a new Java class file extending the base controller or parent controller, parent zero. So what is the path you have to follow for the latest file is you have to follow something like this. Except sequence dot oracle.apps.TOS supplier API and this is the same here, supplier summary. And the file name should be like this generally, supplier COEX. Okay. So let us follow this one now. So go to JDeveloper. Okay. So I'll use the existing project here. Existing project you can go with. Now here in the existing project, what I will do is right click on the project here, click on new. Can you see Java class? In the general categories, Java class will be there. So there is no option it will show about creating a controller. Okay, you have to go with only Java class. Click on Java class here, and now what's the class name? Mention the class name. One minute. The class name and the package. The package, and it has to extend which one? Different browse. Now just simply can type it Oracle land app.TOS supplier API. Right? It shows Oracle as TOS supplier API supplier summary CO. Simply select the CO. Now this one here, default constructor is not at all required, but it's okay, you can use it. Just simply click OK now. One more thing, it does not require main method. Right? Now, perfect. So by default, if you observe, like as we know that whenever we create a controller, it has to generate process request as well as process form request. But in this case, it is not generating those things. We have to manually write the code of it. Okay. So what I will do is I'll just open any of the existing controllers and just copy paste the existing process request as well as process form request code. This is my process request code as well as another one is process form request. Now this is my latest controller. So in this one, as of now, I don't want to write any business logic. I just want to know how to do the extension of this one. So let us say what I will do is I'll just write this diagnostics information here. I'll just write the diagnostics information saying that okay, I'm in this controller. Enter the ER method of acquired to extension. Okay. And also what I will do is I'll just create information exception. Right? Now we cannot execute this particular page, this particular program. We just need to compile that. Compile. Right? So it got compiled successfully. So the CO file which we have moved it from the server, that single file is enough. We does not need to move the total folder. So it depends. If at all if we get an error, then it is preferable you have to move the total folder. Now it is just required only one particular standard CO file, that is enough. Now let us move this particular file from our local system to the Java top. So if you observe here, XXCUS, Oracle apps, OAF suppliers, everywhere. Okay, there is something wrong here. Can you see? I just mentioned wrong thing. Now the package structure is in the supplier CMO. In the supplier CMO, I just created this one, right? The package structure is wrong. Observe here. Okay, after that, we again created one more thing, right? Which is wrong. So right click here. So just check it, refactor, move it. Okay, refactor, move it, and after the web, I just remove this one. Okay. Now this is available here. Okay. Now make. Okay. Yeah. So now this is available at this correct level. Now what I will do is I just move the total XXCS folder. I'll just move the total XXCS folder. Right? Now just check the XXCS folder. XXCS or plan, keywords, supplier, reviewer, and our CO is there. Okay. Now the next thing is you have to perform the personalization. After getting this off and doing all this particular CO stuff, you have to perform personalization on the page. Perform personalization on the page. So you can personalize here, you can personalize. And you can complete it. And at this level, you can personalize page layout level. Now here we have a property called control, right? Control class. Can you see here? We have to mention the total path. We just need to mention the total path like this. Just mentioning the class name is not enough. We have to mention the total path name. In our case, our path is like this. Except CVS dot and what's the file name? Supply COEX. So these are information. Except CVS dot or class COEX supply GUI and supply CO supply number COEX. Copy this one and at the size level, just mention this one. Okay. Now I show the latest information here. So apply. And then click on return to. There is a column system CO. It mentioned this one. And also just enable the diagnostics also. The diagnostics what you have written should be shown on the page. Click on diagnostics, show log on screen, click on statement level, and OK. Right. And click on the supply timer end. Right. So it says that call the custom CO and you can just search with our supply, just search with the log with our comment what you have written. Can you see? Enter the PR method of the supplier table. Can you see this statement? So this is a statement we have written in our log statement, right? Using a page context dot write diagnostics. XXCS dot supplier even some information you mentioned, right? Enter the PR method of supplier summary COA. Okay? So how it is displaying here, observe here. After the state, this is statement level. So there are different types of statement exception levels you can do it. And here it mentions that it is mentioning the control name followed by message name. In the page context write diagnostics method, if you observe, I just mentioned this right. This means the current controller. So it mentions the total page, the controller name with the path, and followed by what is the comment I have written. So that is the when you write diagnostics, always preferable to mention just this. Don't mention the B name. So if you mention the B name again, it will go different. It's in a different way. It becomes difficult to search the comment what you have written. So it is better to mention this here, this object, okay, and easily can search it like based on the comment what you have written. Okay. Now, it is very simple controller, but I just want to show you one more extra information from the database level. From the database level, what all are happening now? So sometimes in the real time, what can happen is the customer may say that they have some exception in a particular CO file, and they're not even aware what is the page name also. They're not even aware what is the page name. Why? Because just opening the page is getting an exception because of the custom controller. What they say is by just opening the page, they are getting an exception, and they could not. First case, let us say that you could not find out what is the page name. What they know is just a control name. What they know is just a control name. So now I'll try to show you just using the controller name, I can find out what is the page name. Okay. So this is one of the job which I did it some time back. It was very difficult one, but so what all we know is like we have three tables. That is what we are aware. JDR path, JDR components, and JDR attributes. Now just search on, just check this one properly here, and here I'll just mention where attribute value is equal to. What is the value of our controller? Very simple. Attribute value. Take the total full cost of the controller and just give it here. That's it. It has to show the page ID, and from there we can get the page name. That is the logic. It may take some time, but it will work. And this is our attribute component document ID, right? So now what you can do? Select JDR underscore NDS internal or get document name. Correct? So this is my personalized information. So nothing but we can also know what is the page name, right? Nothing but after WebVI, if you just remove customization site and zero all stuff, nothing but our page name is supplier summary page. Our page name is supplier summary page. That's it. And now what is the content available inside this one is like we have seen the package, right? Print document. Basically, JDR dot print document. Okay. Now this shows the list of information what is available in the personalization stuff. As of now, we just modified only controller, right, as a page layout. So we'll have only that information in this one. Okay. Surprise SEO, yes. Yes. So this is how we can extend SEO. Now I have not written any business logic at all here. But now in general, what is the thing we do it? In general, what is the thing we do it? There can be many things here. But let us say what I will do is in the existing page only, what I want to do is, so whenever user clicks on create supplier, I just want to handle it. I don't want to write any business logic because it is seeded logic, right? So I don't want to disturb that one. Let us say when user clicks on create supplier, I just want to handle the button and write a diagnostic statement. Okay. So but how do you identify what is the button event? You just need to handle the button event, right? Now what you can do, so there are different ways. So one way is first of all, you just get the page name, right? Once you know the page name, it's very easy to get the component information also. And one more thing, for your reference, here all the page information is also available at this level. Maps, ST, Apple, and what is the module name? What is that? PO self-service. Now here 000 MDS. Can you see this MDS? This is folder.mds, which will have the pg.xml file. All the pg.xml file relevant for this POS is available here, and based on the package structure. So in our case, what is this one? POS supplier, right? Supplier API. Supplier API. We'll have our PO supplier summary, the supplier summary page. Supplier summary page. Can you see? Yeah. So from here also you can get it. And what you can do, you can just search with the button name. What is the button here? Create supplier. Can you see? What is the button ID? And here one more thing, observe here, this is not the submit button. Can you see? This is a normal button. There's a difference between a submit button as well as there is a difference between normal button. In the normal button we require file action to handle the event. But in the submit button we does not require to have a file action property. So now in this case, now what I will do is, now I'll just consider this file partial action. I'll consider this particular file partial action as one event. And now I just want to handle the button event. And one more thing is, as we know that now this particular Java file, that the class file is already available on the server. If you try to modify it and if you move to the server, you require a bounce, right? Without requiring a bounce, it will not work because this particular class file is already available in the cache. So without bouncing, what is the preference I will do is I just save the file with a different name now. I just save the file with a different name, nothing but ex1 something like this. Okay, like this. And because I don't want to waste my time in bouncing, okay? But it's preferable. What you can do is it does not require this constructor. It's preferable to rename and just go proceed it. And once everything is okay, your latest code move it to the base. I mean your latest COEX1. You'll have some naming conventions, right? Once you're finished with the controller stuff and everything checking is over, make a note of your code and save the file with the appropriate name based on the naming convention what we follow. Now what we do? Even name is equal to based on the .get parameter, email underscore parameter. Not equal to none. And if this equals I just want to write some diagnosis. Because if you just throw any exception, what may happen? The execution will get stopped there itself. So you never don't throw exception just for information purpose. Okay? Now what I will do? I just say enter the if condition. Enter the TR parameter. Right? Now okay. Now this compares. Sorry. Okay, it's make. You click on make. Now in this method, CS folder. Right, so this is our latest file. Software keyboard. Now everything is similar. The only thing is it has got the new file name. Why I am going to new file name? Because I don't want to bounce every time. It is preferable that just mention rename it and then check it. And later on, if everything is okay, then finally you can decide and what is the naming convention based on that you can again perform personalization and change the CO file appropriately. Because the time which you utilize for the performing this particular extension or this thing, it will be much time consuming compared to your custom implementation. In a custom implementation is very easy for you because you can just drag and test everything in developer itself. But here it is not the case. Every time you have to perform the personalization, write the code, and if not testing the within the developer, you have to take it only the instance, and that is the problem. It's a time consuming task. Again, I'll just mention the latest file name with the path. And click on apply. Okay. Now just click on this button. Okay, now it went to some page, but I just want to know whether our controller, our PFR method is called or not. Control F. Can you see? Enter the PFR method, right? Enter the PFR method, event name is supplier button event, and enter the if condition also. So it means that the if condition which you have written is correct. Correct? So this is how we have to find the logics. Now, here like maybe what is the business logic in write it in insert if condition. Let us say for a given user you don't want to allow him to navigate to a different page. Simply stop there itself. Simply raise an exception saying that like you don't have any operation. I mean, let us say username is so and so. Page controls dot get username is so and so. Just say that if user belongs to this username, simply raise an exception here. O exception not exception. Or maybe you can call a PLSQL logic to validate some more extra data. That is what you can do. Okay. So this is one of the extensions which we generally come across. Any questions in this area? So maybe just practice it once. Maybe if you get any exception, maybe I mean if you have any requirement or something like that, still we can discuss. But this is what we do generally.
So Sridhar, for 12.2 version, like we have to move the file and compile and bounce, right? All the time we don't have this kind of option.
This option is not there. So you have to every time you have to bounce it, whether it's a new file or an old file. Every time you have to regenerate those particular jars and you have to bounce.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Sridhar, I also have this question. Let's say if we are, we are upgrading from 12.1.3 to next version 12.2 or something.
Okay.
So this personalizations, how do we actually move it to the next version?
Okay. See, generally like here, if at all if you have any custom code and if you want to migrate those particular custom code to 12.2 the custom code anyway we know how to do it. But let us say if you have some kind of personalized information, if you have personalized information, and there are two things here. When you say personalization, it will have personalization as well as generally extension also, right? As for the customer understanding. When they say personalization, we will have personalization as well as extension also. Now, personalization, I think if you remember, the last time we have seen one particular way of downloading, right, from the functional administrator. From the functional administrator, just download all the stuff, right? Download the XML code, and the same XML code will upload into the target instance. And coming to this extension, so what exact extension will have? Extension nothing but Java class files, right? So Java class files, the way you move it, the way you move it, simply the same way you have to move it. So Java top. Only extra thing what you require is the personalization information also you have to copy properly. You just need to download it and then upload it. That's it. Because technical architecture is not changing between both of them. The NPS table and everything is same. Only thing is the application server which got changed. So that is why we require some set of bouncing. That's the only extra that we require, which we will do here. But it's fine.
Yes, Sridhar.
Yeah, so I'll just stop here. Like the next class, like we'll discuss more advanced things.
Now, if you want to get the say organization ID or like org ID or like user ID, we'll use like fnd global dot user ID and all that, right?
Correct.
So can we use like those kind of things here while
In the way,
doing, yeah, on the OF page?
in the OAF we have everything. You can get the business group, user ID, responsibility name, everything you can get it. Simply everything is available page context only. Page context, okay. Dot get user ID. Page context dot get okay. Page context dot get business group ID. So you get a lot of information here itself.
Okay.
Responsibility ID, responsibility name. I think we have seen it right sometime initially itself. Responsibility, everything you can get it. All the SRT profile, generally what you try to do in the normal PLC programming, is all stuff you get it. Because when you run the page, automatically the apps will get initialized. May not be the multi-hour, but generally the apps will get initialized.
Okay.
Yeah. So using page context, you can get all this information.
Okay. Good.
Okay. Anything more?